I think what happens is related to women is this whole idea of strength training and lifting weights is not as common because, like, I don't want, and you've heard it, right? I don't want to get bulky. I don't want to have big muscles and things like that. And, it's a fair concern. I get it. And it is very hard to have that appearance as a woman. And I don't mean that you're incapable, but it takes a lot of work
Yeah, a
to
lot
build
of
muscle,
conscious
even
effort.
right? Even as a man, right? It takes a
Oh
lot of
yeah,
work
yeah, yeah.
to build muscle. And so it's just helping people realize, particularly women, that it is important to be strong. It is important to challenge your body because your body needs challenge and your body requires movement. Like, we're not meant to be sedentary. We're not meant to sit all day like we typically do. And so I think that's another thing. Most of our jobs, most of our careers involve sitting. And so after a long day of sitting, what do you want to do when you go home? You want to sit some more because sitting makes you tired, right? Exhausted. So you want to sit more. So I think all of those factors play a role into women and people over 50 maybe not exercising, not working out as much as they should.
Mm. Yeah, I think you described it all very, very well. There's many points I could even expand on. I think the one where you said where there's just a misconception as to a lot of people think they're going to get very big and bulky just from, you could even say just dabbling in strength training. Like it's not going to happen. As you said, it requires a lot of conscious effort over, of course it can happen if you want it to, it can, but it requires a lot of conscious effort consistently over the long term. If you are just looking to, again, get stronger because you want to have maybe better balance, maybe more confidence, you certainly can get that without necessarily looking bulky, I think. And I'd love to hear your opinion on this as well, is maybe because sometimes I feel like there is a misconception around what is involved when it comes to strength training, and maybe a lot of people, maybe they just have a misunderstanding of what they have to do. Maybe they think they have to lift these crazy weights. They say, oh, this is so heavy for me, I can't do it. And whereas strength training can be, depending on your starting point, of course, it could even just be body weight stuff. And that, even depending again where you start, you could
Yes.
see tremendous improvements from body weight exercises, and that's strength training.
Absolutely. I love that you brought that up. Oh man, I can go in so many different directions with
Please,
what you said.
yeah.
But my message, whether it's on social media, whether it's to my current clients, is just start where you are. Just start where you are. And so that can be with body weight moves, just like you said. Start there because if you're not doing anything right now, then doing something is going to make a big difference. So start with body weight. And then once you become familiar with just some of the body weight moves, like let's say squatting, or let's say lunging, or push-ups. And push-ups can be wall push-ups or elevated push-ups, right? When you're first starting out. I don't know anyone, and I'm not saying it's possible, but I don't know anyone who has not worked out who can just get on the floor and do a regular full body push-up, right? So start with elevated or even wall push-ups. And that's what I try to tell the ladies that I work with. You're starting where you are, and the more you do, the stronger you're going to get. So I actually have an 8-week program called Strong Over 50 with Body Weight and Bands. And we start with body weight and bands. And bands can be tough and challenging because you can get a set of bands. And of course, the thicker the band, the more resistance. And so you can do all kind of exercises. You can do, I showed the ladies in the group how to do the banded chest press, right? Those bands are so tough. Overhead shoulder press with the bands. And the thing about the bands is people think they're not that challenging. But again, when you start where you are, you start from the beginning, you can start with bands and really see changes in your strength and see even changes in your body. Some of the ladies talked about how, wow, I look different than I did 8 weeks ago. That's because you're building muscle, right?